Good Thursday, everyone. It's weather for Weather Geeks time, my daily behind-the-scenes video for you, showing you what I'm looking at as I create your forecast each day for TV, and also allows me to get a little more in-depth, in fact, a lot more in-depth than I can in just a couple of minutes when you see me give the weather on our news shows. Well, what a difference a day makes. And this is one of the cloudier looking days we've had across the U.S. in a long time. Let's let the data reload here as I zoom out. Just look at how extensive the clouds are as finally the data loads from the front range of the Rockies all the way through the Midwest and into the Northeast this afternoon. And of course, as soon as I say this, my internet connection slows down and the clouds won't appear. But yeah, it's cloudy. There we go. All the way from the East Coast back to the Rocky Mountain states, and it's also, of course, much cooler. This is a very October-like day in many, many spots. Here in Youngstown, as we approach the 2 o'clock hour when I record this, it's only 61 degrees, and we're no higher than 60 in all of Northeast Ohio and into western Pennsylvania. It could be worse. They're no higher than the upper 40s and lower 50s in Iowa, Wisconsin, much of western Illinois, heading up into Minnesota. And yes, they've had accumulating snow around Rapid City. It was snowing at Mount Rushmore earlier today, and probably still is at this hour, with temperatures no higher than about freezing. So this is a remarkably cool air mass for what is still technically summer. It's still summer for another 11 days, astronomical summer, that is. But this is a heck of a cold front that has come east. And as we take off the satellite, take a look at the surface analysis here. Strong low pressure east of Hudson Bay. Here's our cold front that went through here this morning. It's down here like this now, and it has taken all of the rain away, with the exception of a little mist or drizzle that some of us are still managing to see. I had to flip on my wipers once coming in to work around 1:45 this afternoon. But it's not producing much rain other than that, all up and down the eastern seaboard. You can easily pick out the front. It's one of those no-brainer days today. You don't need a degree in meteorology to find the front here today. It's right in through here, north of it, 50s and 60s, south of it, it's summer. It's in the 80s and 90s down in the southeast, and you can pick out the front easily with the dew points as well. This is kind of fun to look at. If you look at the dew points, real easy to pick out where our boundary is, the difference between the moist and dry air right in through there. All right, so the rest of the day today, you might need to flip on the wipers once with a little mist or drizzle. That should about do it. But with the extensive clouds we have, it's going to be hard to get rid of the clouds in the short term. I think they're around through tomorrow morning, and then we probably try to see some sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. So that's, a little something to look forward to. It's kind of gloomy out today. It looks definitely like a, mid to late fall kind of a day. If this were January, we'd be talking about scattered flurries and chilly north winds, that kind of thing. Thankfully, it's not January just yet. The weather overall will be tranquil for the rest of the day, for tonight, for tomorrow. We're looking good for high school football tomorrow night. I wanted to kind of skip ahead to Saturday briefly here. Take a look at Saturday right here. Here's a little secondary front heading our way. We're kind of in between these systems Saturday morning. Little low pressure here, cold front back here. There's a little surge of moisture coming up the spine of the Appalachians here. We're going to be kind of in between these features. So while we might see a shower, especially, from mid-morning into maybe early afternoon, we're not going to be looking at much. A more substantial period of rain possible up around Rochester, State College, Altoona, Harrisburg, PA, heading up towards Toronto. But this far south and west, I think we're just kind of we're far enough in between these features that I don't think Saturday brings a lot of rain at all. Good news if you're heading to the Youngstown State game, it's 4 o'clock kick on Saturday, and it looks like we will be dry, although it's definitely going to be chilly. And then Sunday looks like the nice half of the weekend. Sure, it's going to be below average, but it's going to be pleasant, middle and upper 60s. Mix of sun and clouds. Our surface map on Sunday is high pressure right there over Lake Ontario. And overall, this is a quiet forecast for quite a while. GFS does bring the chance for a shower in here Monday afternoon. Not sure if I buy that just yet. Yesterday was kind of on its own with this idea. We'll see what the newer other models have this afternoon. Yesterday, I left the shower out of the forecast for Monday because the GFS was the only one I saw that really had it. So we'll see what the other models have to say this afternoon. And overall, next week just looks pretty quiet. This is going to be a quiet 7-day forecast that you see me put on TV tonight, with maybe a 30% chance of a shower on Saturday, and that is about it. By the way, the National Weather Service in Cleveland did confirm over in Stowe, in eastern Summit County, that we did have an EF0 tornado that did some damage to some homes, especially on roofs. I don't think roofs is a word. Roofs. And they are also surveying Portage County this afternoon, and I haven't been on social media in a little while to see if they've put anything out. But officially an EF0 over in Stowe. I suspect they're going to find similar things in the northern half of Portage County. Yesterday we did have a tornado warning for a time in northwestern Trumbull County, but no sightings of any tornadoes there as the rotation was weakening as it approached the border between northeastern Portage and northwestern Trumbull. So probably no reports of tornadoes in our viewing area. Real quick look at just how drastic the temperature change is compared to 24 hours ago. Here in Youngstown, it's about 20 degrees cooler. Similar numbers, even worse numbers, as much as 30 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago in parts of Illinois right now. So that air mass really means some business. Let's talk about the long range briefly. This is a cooler than average pattern for the next 6, perhaps 7 days. These are the temperature anomalies. A few thousand feet up in the atmosphere, but generally these anomalies, even though they're up there a little bit, they reflect the surface pretty much as well. You're not going to see a big difference between the temperature anomalies up a few thousand feet and here at ground level. I do think we warm up ahead of that little front on Monday. Whether it brings a shower or not, I'm not sure, but Monday we at least sniff average, which is in the mid-70s. We might fall a few short, but it'll be better than the mid-60s on Monday. But then a little reinforcing shot behind that for the middle of next week. This is Tuesday. Here's Wednesday. Notice there's a pool of cold air, southeastern Canada, around the Great Lakes. All of the warmth is out west. As we get toward the end of next week, though, here's next Friday. Some of this warmth in the west will finally be on the move, slowly pushing east. So, I think we're below average for about a week. And then as we head towards next weekend, there are signs on this model and others that we will break out of the pattern. And much of the U.S. May, have some fairly pleasant temperatures compared to average for the final 7-8 days of September, at least most of the final 7 or 8 days of September. But really from today through at least next Thursday or Friday, our average highs are in the mid-70s. Most of the time, we're not going to even come close to that. Well, that's today's weather for Weather Geeks. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support, as always, following me on social media. And I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11 o'clock. Have a great day.